Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a great week. Welcome to our final performance task for our business leadership course. You are now at the final winding down of the course. We have 30% of the course left, the 20% final performance task, and then the 10% exam. I will do another video to talk about the exam, so I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm just going to roll out this final performance task. I know you have been briefed on what it is about. I've really been trying to address it over the last 2 weeks in our weekly instructional videos, just so that you are not surprised and that you have the tools to be successful on this. You have a lot of time to work on this over the next 2 weeks. The reason that I give you that time is to honor that you have a lot going on in your grade 12 academic year. I ask that you please honor this class and that you work really hard on this last project. Don't make me chase you. We have been told by admin that you must complete your final 30. And obviously, the really great, wonderful thing about this year is that the final 30 cannot reduce your marks. So, even if you perform poorly on it, it can't hurt your 70% overall mark going into it. However, this is an amazing opportunity for you to increase your mark, quite significantly. So I would really look at it as an opportunity to shine. The final performance task itself is designed for you to be successful. So I think that it's one where you can really put in maximum effort and see maximum results. And since it's worth 20% of your mark, it can really impact that overall mark, which you may really want, as it applies to your university, college acceptances, and maybe even scholarships, among other things. So with that being said, this is a fairly simple final performance task in style, but you really want to make sure that you're focusing on the right things. So I'm going to go through that and highlight that in this video. The overall premise is that you've selected a book that relates to business leadership. And this book selection you've been doing over the last few weeks, most of you have had your book approval by me. And really, obviously, by now, you would have started reading the book of your choice. If you haven't done that yet, obviously, you want to get on that right away. Just a reminder that the book the sign up sheet is available for you on our activity feed. So just make sure that you do that, or you can just email me directly if you want a quicker feedback, and just send me an email saying book selection and we can get on that right away. With your, so obviously that's here, sort of the instructions, right? So you're going to select, read, and research a motivational book or speaker on leadership. There's lots of different examples of books I've given to you. I've already explained this in the instructional video from 2 weeks ago, okay? While you're reading this book, you do need to make notes. So you can make notes through your novel study, either handwritten notes or on a Google document, however you want to. They're just point form notes, but really what you want to do is break it into chapters and highlight the most important things that you learn from each chapter and the page references for those points. The idea behind this is that it just assures me that you've actually done the work, you've done the reading, and it also gives you an opportunity to make notes so that you can use that for the actual final performance task, which I'm about to explain in a moment, okay? So if you do handwritten notes, make sure that you upload those to your submission in Brightspace by taking a photo of those that images, those images of your notes, or you can, PDF it, however it works for you. And then, of course, if you have a Google document, just make sure that you're sharing or uploading that Google document into your submission as well. Okay. You will also need to complete a separate reference page. So this reference page can be done in your choice of style, APA, MLA, or Chicago. And really, you're just going to include a reference page of any research that you do to support your final performance task. So you're obviously going to use your novel as one of the references, so you should at least have that one in there. And then anything else. So if you're doing, you're referring to motivational strategies or different theories of management or what have you, and you need that research to support it, you're going to be referencing that. So you should have a list of references. If you use any visuals, music in your video, etc., then you want to include that in your list of references too. Okay, so make sure that you do that. And ultimately, once you've done that, you can prepare the final performance task, which is a 10-minute TED Talk presentation that summarizes the book or leadership philosophy that you've covered. Okay, so it is approximately 10 minutes in duration. You really don't want to go more than this because you want this TED Talk video to be inspiring, you want it to be uplifting, and you want it to really get the most important points across, okay? And really, I'm going to be looking for the following. like those fundamental leadership presentation skills. So this is an opportunity for you to practice doing a presentation in an informal way where I'm assessing you and you're not in front of a large crowd. It's really an important opportunity for you to take. And so I'm going to be looking for vocal energy, enthusiasm, making sure that you're rehearsed. I don't want to see you reading off of anything. Okay, practicing articulation of thought, confidence, performance, and professionalism. In the TED Talk, I do need to see you. You are more than welcome to create a slide deck to accompany you. You can use things like Screencastify to capture both you as well as your slide deck at the same time, or however else you want to do that. I have students who have a video, record themselves with their slide deck behind them and then up front, whatever works for you. But it is imperative that I do see you so that I can assess your physical presence in your presentation along with whatever visual elements you include. Okay. The visual elements I'll talk about in a minute as well. Okay, so if you've never seen a TED Talk, you should have, because you took this course and there were a bunch of them. But you know that TED Talks are very professionally prepared. Their visuals are very minimal, so there are very minimal words on their slides. The visuals are there as an enhancement to their presentation. It's a dynamic presentation. There's lots of passion in your voice, and that's really what I'm going to be looking for. Okay. So I kind of covered those. What I want to see is you connecting the content of the course to what you read. So I want to hear about what your book is about and some of the most important takeaways from the book, but I also want you to connect it to the content of the course. So the different, again, management theories, motivational theories, dynamic new workplace, some of the TED Talks that we saw, human resource management, effective leadership in the 21st century, stress management, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on. We covered a lot of really great content in this course. So depending on the book that you selected, I want you to make those connections based on what you think is the most relevant. And again, proving to me that you know this course inside and out. Okay. So again, sharing those nuggets of wisdom that you learned, tying what you've learned to the course, showing me, like proving to me that you've done that. All right. And then again, connecting like how your book connects to leadership in general. Okay. And all of this needs to be tightly, tied up in a 10-minute presentation. So that's a lot to try to figure out, right? Again, you don't cover everything. You just cover the most important pieces. As I said, this has to be presented in a video format. You do need to be present in the video. I do need to physically see you in the video. You can, like I said, create visuals, but it is important that you are physically there and that you do rehearse in advance so you're not reading off of your slides. Like you're actually trying to do this as it would be a presentation in real time, okay? As I said, you can use Screencastify to capture the delivery of your TED Talk, audio and video, or you can have someone record you. You can record yourself. Again, whatever works for you, all right? The due date for this assignment is Thursday, June 16th by 3 p.m. No late assignments because you have 2 weeks to work on this. There's plenty of time, and you knew what we were doing like 2 weeks ago when I talked about it in our week 15 instructional video. So again, it's just for me to be able to get my marking turned around, but that's a lot of time that we're focusing on just one thing. So marking scheme, helpful to see. I'm going to be obviously assessing you based on the notes that you take on your novel, the fact that you've completed a resource list, the video itself, and the content and the visuals of the presentation. When you're looking at the visuals of the presentation, I do want you to follow the 6x6 rule. Okay, so what does that look like? Ultimately, we want to make sure that there's no more than one idea per slide, no more than 6 bullets per slide, and no more than 6 words per bullet. Ultimately, what that means is that we really want to see very few words on the slide. So 5 to 10 words per slide max is really the ideal visual representation in a presentation, okay, a dynamic presentation. You want your fonts and your colors to be consistent, vibrant, thematic to your overall brand and sort of what you're presenting. Make sure that your font size is large if you do have words on your slide, because the purpose of choosing those words is to capture our attention. Mostly it's going to be a visual slideshow, right? Again, making sure that your layouts, your transitions are all consistent and effective, very, very professional. Okay, and then again, looking into the presentation component, what I'm looking for is assuming you are doing a presentation in front of an audience, right? eye contact, good pacing, having a lot of enthusiasm, a strong introduction, a great conclusion, a logical progression, making sure that your style is motivational in tone, and that you've got those really positive body language dynamics. Again, the more you practice, the better you will get. In grade 12 academics, this is just a great opportunity where I'm the only person assessing you. So you can be brave and know that you won't be judged. Okay. So, like I said, I feel like this is a really great final performance task. It is fairly straightforward. Honestly, you've got 2 weeks to complete it. And that's the only thing you need to focus on in this class. Of course, next week I will address the final exam and give you a lowdown on that. But there's no reason why you can't be very successful on this and this can't boost your mark. You just don't want to leave it to the final hour because you're focusing on your other courses, or you're in summer mode and you just decided you don't care. That's not good. Those are not good choices. So don't make those choices, especially at this point. You want to push to the end so that you can be proud of yourself and move on and graduate and know you did everything that you could. That's ultimately what's going to make you feel the best about yourself. And that's really what the goal is. You know the drill. If you have any questions, send me an email. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. If it's related to the final performance task, just label that in your your email title. And over the weekend, I might not get back to you until Monday, but usually within the work week, I will get back to you within 24 hours. Okay. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you online.